Since 2010, European Union governments have been imposing sanctions on Iranian companies as part of the pressure they're applying on Tehran over its nuclear program. The West accuses Iran of trying to develop nuclear weapons, a charge the Islamic Republic denies. But could that sanctions regime, which has cost Iranian businesses hundreds of millions of dollars, now be unraveling? Iranian companies have been challenging the British and European government's decision to impose sanctions to the courts, and after several years of legal wrangling, they've succeeded in striking a serious blow to the whole sanctions regime. On Friday, the EU's General Court in Luxembourg ruled there wasn't sufficient evidence to justify the sanctions imposed by the 28-nation bloc on 8 Iranian banks and companies. The court found that the bloc's governments couldn't properly establish that the companies had provided support for nuclear proliferation. A lawyer who represents some of the Iranian companies welcomed the decision.
Political expediency should not take place as rule of law. And the most important thing is the signal which it has sent to the whole of the Middle East countries and other developing countries too, that if you have a dispute with a Western power which is governed by the rule of law, at least said to be the rule of law which is supreme, not any individuals or the government, the rule of law will prevail.
However, the court dismissed a similar lawsuit brought forward by Iran's Bank Melli because it had allegedly continued to pay scholarships for the Atomic Energy Organization of Iran. And the EU sanctions will stay in place for at least 2 months pending any appeal.
The back of the sanction has been broken by the first judgment, and the others are now following. Because what is happening, after Bank Melli's success, the court has to follow the same trend. So the court is saying, following the same principle, and the sanctions are disappearing. And I personally feel that what will now happen is that there will be some sort of a settlement.
The European Court ruling is only the latest in a string of successful legal challenges by Iranian companies. In June, the UK Supreme Court decided that the British sanctions on Bank Melli were irrational and disproportionate. Roshan Mohammed Salih, Press TV, London.